Hello, my friends. Welcome to this Turinepi 20 IG live chat. Let's give a couple minutes for everyone to come up online. Paola, the tiny Italian, is going to be with us in just a few seconds. Oh, ciao Paola, I'm going to add you right away. Let me turn this. Ciao Paola!
Ciao! Look what I've got.
Show me, show me. Ooh! That's very good. And it's just the right time, right? It's aperitivo time.
It's aperitivo time. So I'm just going to serve myself a little celebratory Friday
Yes,
drink.
yes, please, please, go ahead.
I'm just going to turn down my music 2 seconds. Hold on.
Yes, yes, please.
There we go. Just give people a few more minutes. It's very hot in London at the moment. It's very,
Yeah,
very hot. Everyone's outside, I have to say. It's crazy, but it's lovely at the same time too.
it is. It
Yeah.
is. It is. Well, I gotta say it's sultry hot in Turin too, and I was with a wet towel on my neck up to 5 minutes ago just to keep my blood pressure up because
Yeah.
it's so hot.
Yeah, no, it's really. I've had to actually close my door and window because it's so noisy. So I'm like, and I've got a lamp on, so I might start sweating. I might start melting in a minute. But anyway, yes.
But you got bubbles, and the bubbles are chilled, right?
The bubbles are chilled, very, very chilled. It's already the first sip's already amazing. So salute.
Yes, salute, chin chin. That's what we say, chin
Chin
chin.
chin, chin chin, chin chin.
Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead
Yeah,
and
let's go ahead because you've got this on IGTV, right? So people can always watch it afterwards, so it's fine.
yes, yes, exactly. Okay, so this is the seventh edition of Turinepi Korean Capital. That is an event that I've been organizing since 2014,
Right.
just to share what we have here in Turin, because everybody has heard of the Shroud of Turin, but nobody can really connect it to Italy or anything else.
Yeah.
Many people know about Juventus, Fiat, even Asti Spumante, right, the bubbles,
Yeah.
but very few can really understand what we have and what we do. And then unfortunately COVID, took it over,
Yeah.
and so we do not know what's going to be like in the fall, and I just decided to go ahead and have this online chats.
Mhm.
And Paola, please talk about yourself. Share who you are, how you got where you are, and what exactly you do, because
Yeah.
you are just one talented person that
Oh, thank
everybody.
you. Thank
No, I
you.
mean, I tell you straight out of my heart, because when I watch your videos, I completely change. Like if I had a bad day, I just feel cheered up so easily. So
Oh,
it's
thank you. I yeah, I've had in since lockdown. Um, obviously my business has had to be quite online, and I've just represented myself through Instagram more than I've ever done before because I've not always had time, but obviously being at home. And that's the message that I get a lot from people. They DM me and say, you have really cheered me up. And to be honest, I'm just being me. I'm not doing anything different. I'm just being myself. So it's been nice to know that I've been able to support communities and support people like that. But anyone who doesn't know me, whoever watches this video, I'm Paola. I'm the tiny Italian. As you can probably tell, I have a very strong London accent. But trust
you
me,
do.
one half of me is fully Italian. My papa, my dad, is from Puglia, from Salento. For me, one of the most beautiful parts of Italy.
That's the Florida of Italy. That's how we call it in the
Oh,
Italian radio
really? The
station.
Florida.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got the most incredible beaches. It's just stunning.
and
Um,
crystal sea. I mean, the
Crystal sea,
sea.
like you swim with the fishes every single day. It's beautiful. So yeah, so one half is Italian, the other half is Colombian. But I was
Wow. So
so
you're
I was
Shakira. You're Shakira, basically.
I'm a little bit of Shakira. I'm a little bit, I don't know what, I don't know, Sophia, Monica, whatever you want to say. Like they're my favorite Italian women. Um, But so yeah, I was born in London, so I come from I live in a multicultural city, and I feel like I'm the definition of what many people are in London. Like there's lots of people like me that have parents from different heritages, and I am an Italian food expert, culture chef, and host. And what I do is I focus on putting experiences for people, bringing not only my love for Italian food, but bringing the love that I have for the Italian culture, where I just think Italians have nailed it when it comes to bringing people together through food, music, wine, drinks, and that love to be with other people, integration. You only have to see how I feel like the Italians dealt with COVID at the beginning to understand what their personal values are. And when I saw that, I was so moved with emotion, because I was like, yes, that's exactly what I love. Like, even through the hardest times, you see people like, you know, sharing bottles of Prosecco across the balcony and like playing music and keeping that energy up. That, to me, that little bubble there, that's what I'm trying to bring to the London, what I'm trying to bring to the UK. And so that's what I do through my experiences. Yes, I love Italian food. Yes, I love Italian cooking. Yes, I'm a good cook. But it's more than that. It's about bringing that Italian culture into your life. And for me, when you spend time with people that you love, and you spend time with good people, that feeling you have at the end of an evening is priceless. You can't pay for that. So for
It's
me,
energy.
it's the energy. It's great energy. So I try to do that through my experiences, bring that energy. So when people ever have finished one of my experiences, they go to bed so happy. They leave happy. And that's what I want. I want people to be happy. I want people to be confident. I want people to wake up the next day and go, yes, I'm going to get on with my day. Just because you've spent an incredible time with other people, drinking, eating, music, dancing. I mean, all those things are priceless. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do any of that. So that's basically what I do. And since COVID, I've had to translate that all onto online. So I've been doing really fun online experiences where we cook, where we do cocktails, where we play music. I get people dancing in their kitchen, like.
But in fact, Paola, one title you should add, like when you introduce yourself, is that you are the MC, because you are really a master. Yeah, because you are a master of ceremony. I mean, seriously. I mean, on Zoom, this is what you do. It's like being in a summer, what we call the summer village, you know, with the entertainment. It's all in one package. I mean, to watch it, to witness, is amazing. So to live it is multiplied, is maximized, I would say.
Yeah, maybe that's it. The MC, the Italian food MC. But you know, I love it. And the amount, I live on my own, so the amount of people like these, obviously this service that I'm providing is for other people, right? And I'm providing that, and I've connected friends, family. Birthdays have been able to be celebrated, hen do's have been celebrated, and I've even brought work colleagues together. So many people working from home, and I'm sure at the beginning everyone's like, oh, thank God I don't have to get on the train, I don't have to get on a bus, I can just work from home. But over time you're missing those connections with those people that you're only maybe seeing 1, 2, 3 people a day after spending out 8 hours a day with other people. And losing those social connections is not good for your mind. It really isn't good for your mind. So it's been an absolute pleasure to put on these events for people. And also these new friends that I've made have kept me company. Like, they've kept me company. And I put 110% to every event. I get dressed up, I put my lipstick on, I get a great menu, I put a great music playlist on. And I want everyone at the end of that night to have a smile on their face. And what's been so rewarding is that over 50% of people that book with me rebook again.
Yeah, this is really the best sign.
Yeah.
I mean, in every field, I would say, because as a teacher, I had whole families taking my classes. So when that's the situation, just like for you, for your events, it's, you know, the top-notch result you want to get before expanding and,
Yeah.
you know, going
Yeah.
up beyond the country. So, but what is your background besides, you know, being half Italian, like a British Italian Venezuelan? No, Colombian,
Colombian,
sorry.
Colombian. So like I feel like
Colombian,
the
sorry.
Italian side is the love of food, the love of bringing people together, and I think my Colombian side is definitely my more party side. So I've managed to
Hmm.
fuse both of them together. But my background was not food. So well, hold on a second. My dad had a delicatessen. So me and my brother grew up with a very traditional Italian delicatessen in South London. So we would work with my dad. We would help him on Saturdays, Christmas, Easters. But me and my brother wanted to not do that as a living. We wanted to have our own path. So my brother does music, and I did fashion for 15 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did fashion for 15 years. However, like my story, like you know my story, like it's quite like I think everyone that's followed me for a while has just thought, oh, she's half Italian. Oh, she used to help her dad in the deli. That's why she does Italian food.
Yeah, but
That's not
no.
why I do what I do.
Hmm.
My story is that when I was in my early 20s, I I remember I finished university. I moved to London and I was such a confident person, like strongly confident. I used to love to go out with my friends. I used to party. And then I fell in love. I fell in love with someone and I fell in love with him, but he didn't love me for me. And it was a very traumatic 3 years where someone just was telling me that I wasn't great, was telling me, was, you know, basically chipping at my confidence every
Hmm.
single day. That by the end of that relationship, I was a shell. I just wasn't who I was anymore. And I lost all my confidence. I lost my zest for life. I just felt useless. I felt like I just lost that person I was,
Hmm.
just completely disappeared. So the way that I dealt with that was that I just thought if I focus 100% on my career in fashion, if I become successful, that's enough. That will fix me. And I did that for many, many years. And I did really well. Like I did do really well. And I think from the outside point of view, everyone thought I was happy because I was traveling around the world. I was getting paid well. I bought nice things. But inside, it didn't fix it. It didn't fix
Hmm.
it. Like when you go through something quite traumatic that affects your mental health,
Hmm.
you don't just fix it in a day. And I didn't want to be fixed. I didn't want to tell anyone that I felt like this. So I just dealt with it on my own. It was in 2011, my dad decided that he wanted to close the deli
Hmm.
for many reasons. And so I, at the time, said to my dad, oh, I'm going to quit my job at the time. I was working for Armani at the time. I like quit my job at Armani and I said, I'm going to help you for 3 months because he needed the help. So let me help you for 3 months. That also gives me time to work out where I want to go next. But I always wanted to work in fashion. And then it was when my dad decided to close the deli that for some reason I was like, God, this is tough. Like, not only am I going to lose something that I've grown up with, but this is essentially my only connection in the UK to my Italian heritage. And I wanted to hold on to it. So the way I
Hmm.
held on to it was by throwing myself, like I used to cook, I used to eat, but because I had to, not because I was passionate about it. And I then decided to want to learn as much as possible about regional cooking. So rather than work late or go and sit in the pub or go to a bar with my friends to have a few
Hmm.
drinks and then just go to bed, I chose to go home and spend more time on my cooking, which meant for the first time in a long, long time, I was choosing to do something for myself.
Hmm.
And through those years, I started to find myself again because I was eating well, because the Italian diet is, for me, one of the best in the world. So I was eating a healthy, balanced diet. Because you eat well, I was feeling better. I was looking better. So my confidence started to like, and I've said this before, the most important decision you make as a human every day is what you choose to eat. If you choose to
Yes.
eat rubbish, you will feel like rubbish. If you choose
Yes.
to eat well, you will feel fantastic. So the fact that I was choosing to eat better was, I was already halfway there. Then because I was choosing not to work late, because I didn't want to be kept up in my own thoughts, I was finding myself that I was distressing after a long day at work. I was sleeping better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing was that my new love for cooking meant that I found a new love for entertaining. So I used to say to my friends, let's not go to the bar tonight. Let's not go to the club. Come to my house. I will cook us a big Italian dinner. You bring the wine. We'll listen to music. And actually, it was those connections with my friends through those years is what actually made me become who I was, or even better. Like, I feel like I'm even more confident, more happier than I was before meeting this person, because I
So it was
focused
your
on me.
renaissance.
Yeah,
It was your renaissance.
yeah, it
So
was.
you,
It was. And, you know,
wow.
I've forgiven that person. I have forgiven that person. I haven't forgotten, but I have forgiven, because you have to forgive to be happy in yourself. And yeah, so now when I realized what I was getting out of this new way of life through eating better, socializing in a more healthy way, shall we say,
Mm-hmm.
I then took my tiny Italian, wasn't just anymore about recipes and showing you how to cook spaghetti alla carbonara. It had to be more. Like, I need people to understand that if you're feeling a certain way, just by making yourself number one can completely change your life. And I chose
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
I chose that through cooking. And
Yeah.
you don't have to be a chef to do what I do. Like, I put myself through cooking school. I did all that because I needed that for my confidence. But anyone can cook my food. Anyone can cook it. Anyone.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course you can. Sorry, I've just gone like full
No,
telltale.
it's just because there's a little lag, and so I show it with my finger because I learned that it's a good trick. So I wanted to know two things about this. So you went through cooking school, but I mean, I know because I'm Italian too, and in Italy we cook on a daily basis. So probably for you that was not what you were doing before, but it sounds like that's how you grew up. Like that the food was not prepared in a big batch on Sunday and then portioned in the
No,
freezer.
no, no,
So
no, no.
so that was already part of your upbringing, right?
It was part of my upbringing, but I didn't appreciate it.
Of course.
I didn't respect it. I did not respect it at all. I took it for granted. I took my dad's deli for granted. I took for granted the community that he built up, the values that he was trying to instill in my brother. I just wasn't, I was, because I was, you know, especially after that relationship, I was so broken that I couldn't see what I had around me. But I sometimes think sometimes you've got to learn for yourself. And I
Mhm.
learned, and now I do what I do. And that's why when people see me and they see me like dancing in front of the camera, and they see me like just bringing that energy, it's because I deserve to be that happy, and so does everyone else. Like, everyone should want to be that vibey and uplifting, and everyone has the right to put themselves first and make themselves happy any way they choose to. And if
To
I can,
celebrate.
to celebrate life, celebrate yourself. Listen, life is for living. Life is not for working. You work to live. So for me, it's about life is for living, and you need to. That's what I have a slogan, which is believe in your own source. So it's kind of like a combination. It's like you believe in your own source in terms of, like, you believe in what you cook, but you also believe in yourself. And if I can spread that message and touch people and bring people's confidence up, which it's been nice. Like I said during lockdown, I get so many DMs from people say, so especially women, go, you, because I saw your video last night, I've woken up and putting on my lipstick this morning, and it's made me feel so much better. It just takes one time, just one little thing can just change your day. But that's why I think a lot of people think, oh, you know, she's got an Italian name. Oh, she used to work in a deli. Yes, that is 10% of my story. 90% of my story is what I went through through my 20s. It's taken me 15 years
Mm-hmm.
to really rebuild myself up again. And Yeah,
And
a lot.
here you are,
Here I am,
shining.
and I love it.
Have a sip, a toast and a sip, because you deserve it.
Thank
Cheers.
you, thank
Yes,
you, thank you, thank you.
absolutely. And so let's talk about flavors
Yeah,
because I mean, first of all, you have like your pictures are quite eloquent because they really can convey the scent, even though we have to imagine it because through the phone we cannot smell it, but it's easy to imagine the scent. But so, what flavors do you prefer? Because I mean, the Italian cuisine from the south, that is probably the tradition you
yeah,
follow mainly, even
yeah.
though I mean, I know that like, especially for desserts, you kind of mix it up and
Hmm.
sometimes it's like you do risottos and risottos are typically from the north.
From the north, yeah.
Um, but so what are your favorite flavors at this point?
I mean, I have to say, la cucina pugliese is
Mm?
is 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 it's in my soul. It's in my.
Yes,
That's the food that for me tastes the best. So when I'm
of
cooking, like, I can
course.
cook, and it's because it's the food that my nonna. I remember it's memories. Like my nonna passed away like 15, 16 years ago, so I wasn't cooking at all. I mean, I wish she was here now because I'd be like, Nonna,
Mm-hmm.
these, I'm cooking your dishes and everyone loves your food. Um, but it's my nonna's dishes that I really love. And it was when my dad sold the deli, those were the first dishes that I wanted to learn. Like, how do you do a parmigiana? How do you
Mm-hmm.
do a good ragu? How do you do uh, pollo e patata al forno? How do you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was those dishes, and they're the most simple dishes. So you only need like never more than 10 ingredients. Even that is like
Yes.
no more than like 6, 7 ingredients, a little bit of herbs, a little bit of vegetables. And as long as you
Olive
balance
oil.
olive oil, always olive oil.
And
If
the
you
olive oil washes your arteries
Yeah, I
completely
mean,
of
olive oil.
cholesterol.
When I do cooking classes, and I say to people, do not be stingy with your olive oil. Make sure you
Yes.
put plenty of olive oil because it flavors it. It's not just there to stop your onions from burning. It's there to give your dish flavor. So I really emphasize that. So like for me, like tomatoes, I love tomatoes. I love aubergine, but it's like aubergine, tomatoes, mozzarella. But it's just like just simple food. Like I don't like to overcomplicate it. And here in the UK, there's so many great chefs that sometimes I'm like, why have you added that in? You don't
Mm-hmm.
need to. And I think because my dad's family, they come from like a poor background. They didn't have a lot at all, but my
Mm-hmm.
nonna knew what to make the most of what she had. So it's
Mm-hmm.
about being frugal. It's about not having any food waste, but it's also about
Well,
cooking. It's also about cooking with so much love. You have to be in your food. You have to be
absolutely.
concentrating and imagine what that food is going to taste like when you're
Mm-hmm.
cooking. I say to people, don't if you're going to cook something, make sure you've got nothing. Don't look at your phone. Put some music on. Just focus on what you're cooking, because I've even had nights where I'm just okay, quickly just make something, and I sit down and eat it. I'm like, this is rubbish. It's like there's no love in this. There's no soul. Um,
And
so
in fact, you try it. You show when you do your cooking shows too. You show that you try because it's the whole experience. It's not just cutting the ingredients and cooking them, but it's the travel along the cooking process that makes the food.
I mean, legit. I mean, when you look at Instagram, it's been such an important part of everyone's lives the last few years, right? And it's been great. I mean, if it wasn't for Instagram, we would never have probably met each other. But
Yes.
what I find a little bit frustrating sometimes is that everyone kind of like focuses on shooting and styling beautiful plates of food, but no one ever really talks about what it tastes like. No one talks about what that dish like. Okay, so it's a beautiful dish, but who's eating it? Why are you enjoying it? There's got to be more than just styling a food plate. I mean, I apologize if I offend anyone because I know that's a lot of people's jobs, but for me, food is more than putting it in a beautiful plate. And like for me, food is what warms my heart, my soul. It's what I do to put my love into, and it's how I show love to other people. So,
and the conviviality,
yeah,
right?
so for me, like, only photography can only go so far. Hence why I do videos. Hence why I do show people myself in my kitchen, because I can't do that through photos. I can't do it. And actually, it was one of my, an ex-boyfriend said to me, he was the one that said to me, he's like, you could be a 60-year-old nonna, because you don't see you, because you know, this was like years ago, like, all you do is photograph your food, but no one knows who you are. He was like, put yourself in front of the camera. And it took me a lot. He was like, it took me a lot of confidence, because I was so scared. I was like, who's going to want to see me? But that was all part of my journey. You know, I've gone through a complete journey, and I, you know, as soon as I got that first positive reaction, I was like, oh, as I've been doing it. And so I think the last 2-3 years, I've really built my brand up, and then we are where we are today. So.
Oh, okay. So now the other question that I have is, because I saw that you published actually a magazine about
This
Puglia.
one.
Yes, show it to us. Yes. Can you open it?
Yeah, of course. It's like,
this is my pages.
This is my labor of love. So this is like a little recipe zine dedicated to Puglia. So like, if you've just joined in, I've told everyone at the beginning that I'm from Puglia. Well, my dad is from Puglia, southeastern coast, and it's just like a little zine. Like, this is like the beach. This is what you see in the beach. This is like the Torre Rosso. It's got like contents page of all the recipes. It's a little story about me. And then you've just got different recipes, and the imagery is beautiful. I have an amazing photographer friend who came out with me, showing you the life, the culture in Italy. It's not just about the recipes, but let me show you. Like, you can see here, like, the beautiful beaches, the Salento, the food. Like,
yes,
I knew I wanted to do something. This is my friend. Can you see her?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She's like my adoptive nonna. So she's,
okay.
yeah. So I visit her every year. But yeah, no, in here it's like 8 recipes that are inspired by Puglia, beautiful imagery, and it's also got the top, like, the things that you must eat when you go to Puglia, things that you should, if you go, because in Italy is a beautiful country, but it's made up of 20 fantastic regions, and every region is its own.
Everyone is diverse. Yes.
Every region is a mini country, and every region has dishes to try out. So I've just shown in here, it's like I think there's like 6 or 7 things you must eat if you go to Puglia.
Yes. So, because believe it or not, I have the need to explicit this concept that even just the bread from Puglia is a bread of its own.
It's
like
incredible.
Pane di Altamura is like a specialty that is regulated by the Italian government, because we are so proud of our recipes and the ingredients that we regulate them. So the Italians and the French within the EU are 2 big pains in the butt. But you know
what?
How you do it.
But I absolutely support it 100%, because what does that show you? That shows you that the people in the government that are in charge of that care about us, care about what we're consuming, care that we are not putting any rubbish in our bodies.
True.
I wish the whole world was like that. Because some people are like, oh, but cheese is cheese, or like Parmigiano is no, hold on.
No.
You need to understand why Parmigiano is why it is. It has to come from certain regions, from certain cows. It's got to be produced a certain way. You can't fake that. I mean, There are people that try to fake it, and if you want, you can get that. But I love how the Italians
feels different.
Yeah, but it's the respect that the Italians have for their produce and champion it.
Yes.
I mean, I could talk about this for hours. Like,
But my question is, are you planning, like, in the future, to maybe organize your fists in Puglia too? Because I mean, at this point, I think you should really do that. Like in the summer, because I mean, in Puglia, the weather is virtually always nice.
I mean, from end of April, yeah.
I think even in March, somebody swims in the sea.
They do. I mean, you swim basically from like March to November. end of October, beginning of November. No,
Yes.
the plan is that I'm working on a very premium service, where I bring British people to Puglia and show them the Puglia that I know.
But I
Not the
mean,
Tur-
not just the British, right? I mean,
no, but like what I want to do is like, because first of all, like I want to start off with the British because they kind of get caught up in like all these different things. And while there's lots of people that kind of have jumped on the whole Puglia thing, and I've looked into it and like those look great, but are you really showing, like, you need to be shown by someone, okay, I'm not from there, but my heart belongs there. And I'm very grateful that I have a family that has embraced me and my brother. I'm grateful that I have a family and friends that have wanted me to participate into their life and culture. And I see a Puglia through my eyes. So what I want
yes,
to do is show Puglia. I'm sure other people have different experiences and will show. I don't. That's fine. But what you will get from me is the Puglia through my eyes and my
yes.
people. And so I would love, like next year, I would love to put on, like, the idea is, you know how I do experiences here now? It's like, if you want to celebrate a special birthday,
No,
if
it
you want to,
broke.
I don't know, I completely paused there. I think my battery's like running low. If you want to, if you want to celebrate a special birthday, if you want to celebrate a hen do, or just want to celebrate life with your friends, I want to be able to put on the most unforgettable holiday.
Because you should,
Yeah,
because I mean, that's
the plan.
the
That's the
most
plan.
natural complement to your online experiences. Or even, you could also organize itineraries too,
Yeah.
that is still the pulley of your heart, as you say. So we are about approaching to our 35 minutes,
Yeah,
just
I
to
was just
give you
seeing
the sense
that. Yeah,
of
I
the
just saw
time.
that.
But because you were talking about, the fact that you're gonna be showing, well, you already share your taste and your flavors and part of your heritage and personality, but through Puglia, then you will show Puglia through your eyes. And I basically have been doing the same with Turin
Yeah, of
and
course you
people.
have. Yes.
And you've never been up here, right?
I've been once.
Mm-hmm.
I came 2018. I was
Okay.
I was traveling all over Italy, and it was my last 3-4 days. But I developed the flu, so I was
Oh,
in Turin, and I was really ill, and the weather was awful.
horrible.
So that I was really excited about coming out this year because I was like, yes, I can go back and properly experience it. But I'm sure hopefully next year I can come out next
Yeah,
year.
yeah, no,
So
next year is gonna be the year. But I just wanted to ask you what your expectations are, because usually what I hear is that Turin is just an industrial town
no, no,
that
no, no.
doesn't really have much to see. And so, I mean, of course, we don't have the sea because we are surrounded by the hills and the mountains. But so, what is, in terms of food, especially, what is your expectation?
I mean, I know from the food that I had in Turin, it was so different to anywhere else, like bollito misto, la carne cruda, like
Mm-hmm.
the like
Road.
the
Mm-hmm.
tartan. What else did I have? I can't remember now. There was lots. It was very different. But when I visit a region or a city, I want to eat what the locals eat. And I think I got a good idea, but I feel like I want to go back and find some really small local trattorias. I want to maybe go out to producers that make, especially what Turin's known for, its chocolate, no?
Mm-hmm.
What else is it known for? It's known for like its
The
cheeses,
wine,
the wine.
uh, wine, cheese, pastries, teeny tiny
Yes,
pastries. So we are basically a contrast, like back to what you were saying about simple ingredients and having a poor heritage. The local culinary traditions are a contrast of aristocracy, because we have the king and all the aristocracy, and then the countryside. So you have this luxurious meats braised in wine that is expensive wine, and they are slow braised and like and marinated for 12 hours, which is an exceeding amount of time if you think about it, and very expensive ingredients like chocolate, because imagine we've been the chocolate producer to Europe since the 17th century. So it's 400 years.
I know, and I don't think a lot of people, I don't feel like a lot of British people know that. I mean, probably other countries, but when I talk about Italian region, I don't think like a lot of British people understand that, like their heritage that goes into like truffles as well, like the truffle, you know, and all of that. So I think even though I had a good experience, I'm really looking forward to coming to Turin. And like I said, the experience that I get from Puglia, from the south, that really local, family, friend orientated vibe, I want to experience that in the north.
That's the only one you will get, because especially up here we have no tourists.
Yeah.
So no tourist makes everything much more authentic.
Yeah.
And all the businesses, especially for the wine business, we have teeny tiny productions. So the best ones are the smallest. So everything is boutique. How strange
I love
is
that. I love, like, I can just imagine like the stories that go behind. Like, I get obsessed with those things, like produce, how long, how many years, why, the story. Because as soon as you know that, then you can really respect that ingredient and do its justice. And I feel like sometimes that's what goes missing sometimes when you see all these people talking about foods. Okay, but where is that food from? Where did it come from? Why? What was the original use? And that's what I'm trying to do through what I do. I mean, my experience is one, you know, is a big part of what I do, but I want people to understand that I have a real passion for the food history of Italian food, because for me, it's essential. If you understand the respect that Italians give to food, then you will understand Italian people.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
but in fact, what I was about to say is that for your event on July the 4th, you do not just do a monothematic or just a one region menu. For July the 4th, you actually join different regions, because you have tiramisu, right?
Yeah.
For that menu.
Not on
What
the
do you
4th,
have?
no. I have stuffed peaches with amaretti.
Well, but that's something that we make up here. So because we produce something like specific peaches and amaretto cookies and chocolate, because you have to have some chocolate stuff.
Yeah.
That's typical of Piedmont. So you see, so has it all sold out, or you just have one?
Well, I'm actually like, I'm only a couple of tickets away of selling it out. So people have got till the end of today to get their tickets. Because I'm also working with an olive oil supplier, and they're going to, not only do you learn 3 dishes with me, not only do you have a really fun time, but everyone who books a ticket also gets a beautiful gift box with olive oils and an apron. So yeah, I'm not far off now. It's nearly sold out. The response has been fantastic.
Tell us. So it's July the 4th. So
July
for
the
the
4th.
Independence Day for the Americans, because the Americans ideally can join too.
Anyone
at least
can join. Anyone, as long as I don't care about getting the box. I mean, at the end of the day, the box is it's a bonus, but really it's about getting people together on Zoom, teaching them 3 great Italian home cooked dishes that I love, and I'm sure that everyone else will enjoy.
Oh yeah.
And it's just about trying to get people to integrate. I sometimes feel people can be quite shy and be like, oh, I don't know anyone, like, you know, but that's why I'm there.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
But that's why I'm there. Like you said, I'm the MC. I'm there to get everyone connected, and then all your insecurities or shyness will just completely disappear, and you will have a great time. And I'm really excited about doing it next Saturday. I mean, on the 4th of July is when a lot of the lockdown lifts. Like people can go and book restaurants, and people can go to the pub. So I was a little bit worried that no one would want to do my online experience. That's been the absolute opposite. Like I've had people like messaging me like, how do I book? La, la, la. So it's gonna be really, really good fun.
Okay, so the foods, because it's three dishes, right?
Yeah. We're doing melanzane parmigiana, so aubergine parmigiana, and then we're doing my nonna Gina, So it's a very family recipe. Italian chicken and potato bake. So pollo e patata al forno. Sounds simple. It's
Oh
sexy.
no, oh no, it's heartwarming.
Oh, it's just phenomenal. And then we finish with stuffed peaches with amaretti.
Wow.
Beautiful flavors. I think they really complement each other. So you've got the tomato, the aubergine, the Mediterranean vegetables, and you've got the simplicity of the potato and the chicken with like parsley and olive oil, and then you finish off with like a juicy peach with like amaretti, which I think is like one of the most beautiful, sweets to come out of Italy, and like combine that with the peach, and it's not too heavy.
No.
No, and I think it's
balanced too.
It's super balanced. So yeah, no, I'm really excited. But I've got like lots of other things. I've got lots of things planned in the pipeline. So that's my first. I would say that's like an exclusive with Filippo Berio, but I'm definitely looking at, because a lot of people book me for private events for friends and family, work colleagues, but I want to put on cooking experiences where anyone can join.
Yeah, those are the best, actually.
I want to create like a gang, like a pasta sauce, like I said, a tiny Italian saucy gang where people can just join weekly or maybe every 2 weeks. They know what to expect food-wise, but they make friends across Zoom, and yeah, I think it's going to be really good fun. Really good fun.
Great. And after the July the 4th event, do you have another one planned?
Well, this is what I've got planned, is to do like tiny Italian sauce. It's going to be the Tiny Italian Sauce Club, and it's going to be like, I haven't decided whether to do it weekly or every 2 weeks, but I will come up with like maybe 2 dishes, like a starter or a main and dessert. But rather than you waiting to organize with friends, you just buy a ticket, and yes, you will learn delicious food, but it's more about that. It's going to be an energized environment. It's going to be a really good vibe. You're going to have a delicious meal by the end of it, but more importantly, you would have made new friends, and you're going to have such great confidence in yourself that I want people the next day to feel like I can do anything. That's what I want. I want basically what cooking's done for me. I want to help other people to feel that way as well. So yeah, I that's the one thing that I cannot wait. Like, I'm seeing my parents for the first time today after 3.5 months, and I'm looking forward to have that energy of being with people that I love and whatever. But I want these online experiences that people can join. Like I said, it's not just about the recipes. It's like, you're going to get an experience with me, and I'm going to help you feel better. If you're having a bit of a rubbish day, just join one of my classes, and you're going to feel so much better by the end of it. Like that's the aim. That's what I'm aiming for. It's not about me, it's about you. That's what it's about.
It's the therapy for happiness. This is how I call it.
And I think lockdown has taught us a lot of things that I know, especially for me, it's, and a lot of my friends, we've really reevaluated what's important. And what's important for me is family, friends, doing what you love, high energy, doing what you love. That's what's important. Then comes money, work, and all the other things. If you get that, if you get friends, family, do what you love, high energy, if you've got that and you really let that take over, you can do anything.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
If you, I honestly feel like, and I say to people, don't sell yourself short. Like, I have friends that say to me, like, I want to do this, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not going to be good enough. I'm like, why? You've already done yourself disservice by talking like that. Just do it. Just do it. And you can only learn. Like, I remember years ago, I hid behind a corporate job in fashion because I just thought by showing success in that was enough. But I learned a lot afterwards. It was not enough. I was so empty inside. And so the food side of things has allowed me to blossom and flower and gain confidence. And my energy, I want to just other people to feed off it. And then I want them to have that energy. And so other people feed off their energy. And so it's like a like a domino effect. Just like
absolutely.
And I think,
and One comment that I read on your account that I just fell in love with is that your let's say your guests, okay, the people who participate to your online parties, the experience that they learn from you, the recipes, then those recipes stay with them and they are going to recreate them, because it's not just the party, it's not just the present, it's not just living in the moment and having fun, taking care of yourself, but it's an experience that is building up.
Yes.
And this is,
It's a building block.
Really,
it's a building block. Yeah.
yeah. And this is, for me, because I teach yoga too, and that's part of the practice. It's part of the journey. Something that you've been handed and stays with you, and nobody can take it away from you.
The number of people that have said to me, I loved what we cooked so much, I made it again today. And it's like not even 24 hours. I'm like, okay. Because I'm trying to show people, because I feel like with the world of like social media, before I think people just cooked and did, but I think with social media, there's also been so much beautiful imaging, creativity, that people think that you have to be a great cook to produce that. But it doesn't matter what your plate of food looks like. What matters is what it tastes like and the enjoyment you get out of it. Don't get fooled. There are professional people that style food. That's their job. That's not our job. Our job is take care of ourselves, eat well, and be happy. Just focus on that. So I always say to people look at beautiful pictures on Instagram and go, oh, I can't cook because I can't photograph that. Forget about the photographs. Forget about it. Just enjoy your food. You don't need to photograph your food. You're not a chef. You're not a cook. Just focus on yourself. So I'm trying to, recreate. So if I can teach people simple, easy dishes, but literally feed your soul and make you sing inside, that's it. That's just the beginning. And then if you've got interests and passions and other things, hopefully that will give you an incentive to follow that because you're feeling better. That's the aim. That is the aim. I'm so passionate about it. Like I don't think we live in a society sometimes. I know in London, it's such a rat race. Work, 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 money, money, money. Work first, or money, work, and then us. It should be us first. We are number one. Then do something that you love, then it's the money. But at the moment, it's the other way around. And I'm like, you can't get the money if you don't love yourself. So love yourself first, do what you love, make some money.
Absolutely.
So
wow,
it's, honestly, it's what I want, if I can touch a few people, that's great. But my mission is to continue this and touch more people, touch their soul, touch their, and it's been happening. Like I've got so many bookings for July. I'm just so excited. It's good. It's a really good journey that I'm on at the moment. So yeah.
Paola, I know for a fact that soon enough you're going to be ripping the rippling effect of this, sowing of so many seeds, because this is what you've been doing now. And, through the grape of the vine, you're going to get more and more people involved. You will see. I
hope so.
Because everyone wants to have fun your own way. And it sounds something easy, but it's so not easy to put it together the way you do it. Entertaining, because this is what you do. You entertain people. You teach people.
I'm a host.
You set up the whole show. It's not something that everybody can do. It sounds something very simple, because in the end, happiness, it is simple. But it's not easy to stage it. It's not easy to organize it.
You have to energize it. You have to bring the energy. You have to bring the energy, and that energy that comes back to you has to also be positive. If you don't want it, that's fine. But you don't let that impact other people's happiness and other people's, I'm not trying to please everyone. I'm just trying to please the people, like a small group of people that need it. That's all I care about. If you're interested, come to me. If you don't need it, that's fine. But let us have a good time. Let us enjoy it. Um, but you know, I just, every time I think back at what I'm doing, I think about, you know, the many lunches and dinners that I had at my nonna Gina's house. There's about 30 of us. There's about 4 tables. We're all sitting
Wow.
round. My nonna's cooked for like 30 of us, and we're just having the best time. I want to emulate that into what I do, into a 21st century London city vibe. And if I can expand that to other parts of the world, then that would be good too.
But it will happen. It will happen because you have a vision, and when you can see it, then it will happen.
And also,
I know.
the world is in a very funny place right now. It's in a very funny place. What's shifting in the world right now is, and I think it's hard to witness and hear the things that are going on globally. But if we don't take care of each other, and if we don't have the confidence, what we need to do on a daily, we can't battle those things. So we need to focus on us, get us to where we need, and then we can deal with what's going on. Otherwise, those things are going to like pound us down. So I say to people, it's like, get yourself to where you need to be, focus on yourself, make yourself number one, and then collectively we can deal with what's going on in the world. We have to. We have to, because we've got nothing else. We can't let those things bring us down and depress us. We have to be like, no, what can we do to fix it? Make yourself number one, get yourself up, get your confidence up, and then we can deal with it. Then we can deal with it. So yeah, again, I could talk about this forever.
Wow. No, but I was so happy to have you over, you know, to talk about your experience and your life and your career, because it's, you know, it's inspiring. You
Thank
are
you.
one inspiring professional, Paola. It's so amazing,
Thank you.
seriously.
But
And
you know what though? It's taken me a long time to talk about this, because I think for a long time, I just wanted to be someone that cooked and created recipes, and that was it. But I had to do some real digging into myself and go, no, you have to share your story. You
you
have to
do.
share your story, because that's the only way I'm going to really impact people. And it's the only way I can help people. You know, at first it felt a little bit embarrassing to tell people about something that happened to me, but it took me a long time to just go, actually, I've got nothing to be embarrassed about, because I've actually got through it. I've pushed through it and I've come to the other side. And if I can impact other people and show them, if I can do it, I tell you, I was such a broken person. You only have to look at photos of myself 10 years ago and you can see that I was dead behind the eyes. I was dead.
Mhm.
And I don't feel dead now. I feel so alive. If I can do that, majority of people can also. I'm not saying everyone, because everyone has different stories, everyone has different lives. I understand for other people it may not be that easy, but you really have to look at yourself and go, is it really that bad? What do I need to fix? Okay, fix this. If I can do it, and I swear, like, the majority of people can do it. If you're feeling rubbish, you can make yourself feel better. Focus on what you love, take care of yourself, be number one, get there. I really believe in it, and I really want to help as many people as possible. So, yeah.
Wow.
It's quite emotional.
I mean, you know,
It's a very emotional thing to talk about, but yeah, I you know, hopefully next year when we come to Turin, I can share my story, you know, with everyone there in Turin as well. And like I said, I'm not just a food blogger. You know, there is a lot more to it. So
no, but you know, most of the Turinepi Korean capital guests went through your journey. And you wouldn't believe it, in this edition, and she's coming back next year, Elfin Waters,
yeah,
she's teaching Italian. And when she came the first time, she was asked why she started to do it, because originally she was teaching English as a second language. And she explained that her father, who was American, has always felt ashamed of speaking Italian because he wasn't speaking like a native. And she was always so, you know, feeling bad for him for this, you know, how can I say, it's a form of distress. It's an uneasy feeling that you have when you would like to do things and you cannot. And this is what, you know, going back through her memories pushed her to turn to an Italian teacher for foreigners. Now, obviously, this is not my path because my story is different, as you said, you know. But still, how I learned to cook, it's because I was craving the flavors of when I was living here once I moved to the US. So, and what do I cook when I feel bad? Just like what you said, when you are in the lowest of your lows, you want the comfort food, you want those flavors. And I remember once I was back in West Lafayette, so imagine this flat land that I used to call the wasteland, because literally Indiana, coming from Turin, that is an industrial city with, you know, the historical part and the monuments, going in the middle of nowhere with, I don't want to say no trees because we had the trees, but it's totally flat. So in the winter, there's so much wind that it's blowing from the North Pole that the average temperature is 25 Celsius below
Wow.
zero.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. The average, yeah, with the wind chill. And in those situations, I remember I was working in the academia, and one day I came home and I was just so beyond depression. I was just, you know, people who work in the university easily understand what I'm referring to. And I made myself un panino col prosciutto.
Prosciutto cotto o
And
prosciutto crudo?
cotto, because the prosciutto cotto, the cooked ham, is very, very hard to find outside of Italy, because the way that the pig is killed and then the pork is worked is
The
different.
process, yeah.
Yeah, but somehow in Chicago, because I was living about 3 hours south from Chicago, so that one time I had happened to go to Chicago, and I had happened to go to an Italian deli, just like the one your father used to have, and I had bought some prosciutto cotto. And so that one Tuesday, I made myself a panino col prosciutto, and I remember, gee, I'm in heaven. I'm just
It can
like,
change your mood, can't you? Instantly.
oh my God, yes. Yes, and it's in the literature. I mean, we have Ratatouille talking about it, that's movie, and we have Proust, and we have many, many others. So, you know, you're not one not so lady.
No.
You are, you know, just, you know, one of the many ambassadors, okay, of this food philosophy.
But someone said something to me today, and it was really important, because obviously I love food, but I'm massive. I love music. I love to dance. And this person said to me today, it's like food and music sing to people. So for me, it's
Absolutely.
like I never thought of it before, and I was like, oh my God! I said to him today, I was like, I'm going to take that. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to talk about that today. Things that make you sing inside: food and music.
And music.
And I think
Absolutely.
if I wake up in the morning and I'm a little bit tired or lethargic, I play my 5 favorite songs. In about half an hour, I'm energized again. If
The same.
if I really fancy to eat something that I love, by the time I've cooked and eaten it, I'm sat on my sofa and I feel like a queen. I'm like, oh, I've just had the best meal. And that's what sometimes people don't have time for. They forget about these little things that can really impact your mood. I'm not saying if it's for everyone. Again, it might be for a small group of people, but for me, that's what I'm doing through my experience: is food and it's music combined together to energize you, to make you feel fabulous.
Yes, absolutely. And you glow, and you glow, so we can see it, you know.
Yeah.
You're the best a testimonial of your brand, that is yourself and what you do. So that's the best thing,
Thank
Paola.
you. No, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think, you know, maybe we should invite everyone just to follow each other,
Yeah.
especially you, to see what you're doing, to follow, to pick through your stories, because your
Oh, there's
stories are
so
really
much.
best.
A little bit. I get like in the mood, like really energized. Like, I mean, yesterday I did a story like, yeah, happy Friday, great weekend, and I was like, it's Thursday.
Sometimes it happens to me, too. Yes. Yeah.
Because I was just feeling so high and like vibey. I was just like, yes, bring on the weekend. And then someone's like, isn't it Thursday? And I was like, oh yeah, it's Thursday. But yeah,
It happened to me too.
but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to bring the positivity like through my stories. So I do IGTV videos, I do Insta lives, I do recipes, I share content from my events so people can see what I'm doing. And
Paola, we have 15
we
seconds
have to
and
go. I
Instagram
know.
is kicking us out. So we can only say ciao and see you next time.
Thank you so much. It's been absolutely
Thank
fantastic.
you.
I've loved it. I've absolutely